morning and welcome to the Australian Tapping Institute. It's fantastic to have you along with us. My name is Lorna Hollinger and you can find us at lornahollinger.com till the new website's built, and you can find us on Facebook, Australian Tapping Institute, and same as Instagram, Australian Tapping Institute. And I would love for you to connect with us there and join all things EFT, particularly here in Australia. It's great to have you along with us. For those watching overseas, great to have you along with us as well. So as you know, I run a relationship rescue, relationship recovery program. It's based primarily on when someone has gone through a relationship breakup, separation, whether it's divorce or whether it's not that intimate relationship. Perhaps it's with someone who's less intimate to you. It could be your best friend, could be a parent, could be someone who's just very special to you, but the relationship has broken down and now, you know, pretty much you're kind of grieving for it. What I find a lot happens is we get these tears that pop up from nowhere. We don't know where they're coming from. It takes us by surprise. And I want to give you a tool. I want to take you through some quick tapping today to just give you a tool to calm those emotions as they come up, help to manage them a bit, because, you know, even though the relationship may break down, you're separating, going through divorce, whatever, depending on how big and how small, you just have to get on with your day sometimes. I'm a mum, and I know when I went through my breakup, not only did I have the tears come up, I also then had the children really worried for me as well, because mummy just kept crying. So I want to give you a tool that you can take away so that you can manage your day, you can get through your day, and you can just make the most of what it is and then come back to it later and be able to process and deal with the emotions that came up as your trigger. So we're going to do just some quick tapping today. Know that you can put comments down the bottom of these videos. As I said, you can find me and connect with me on Facebook and Instagram, and ask any questions that you want to ask after you've watched this, but tap along with me. So we're going to go straight to the karate chop. I'm going to say, even though I have these tears and they just take me by surprise, I'm going to honour them and I'm going to be okay with them. Even though I have all these tears that take me by surprise, they come from nowhere. 1 minute I'm fine, next minute I'm crying. I'm going to honour these. I'm going to accept myself. I'm going to accept that they're there and know that I am okay. Even though I have these tears, they come from nowhere, take me by surprise. Sometimes I'm blindsided, but I'm going to accept that they're there. I'm going to honour them and I'm going to be okay with them. So let's go to the points. I'm not going to say the points, you know them. They're on my website. They're certainly on my Facebook page as well. So just tap along with me on the different points and wherever your points are for me. I tend to miss the one on the side of my eyes just because I have my glasses on. So just remember, you can't get it wrong. These tears, all of these tears, I don't know where they come from. 1 minute I'm fine. Next minute I'm crying. Sometimes it's just welling up in the eyes. Sometimes the tears run down my cheeks. Sometimes I catch them before they appear. And sometimes I just can't stop sobbing. Sometimes they just come from nowhere. Next I find myself in tears. And then I get upset that someone might notice. Then I get all worried that someone's going to see. They're going to ask me about them. Then I'm going to get even more upset. This isn't the place that I want to cry. This isn't the place I want to be upset. Just feel I need to hold it together right now. But these tears, my friends don't like to see me upset. My children, my parents, people at work. I just don't know why I keep crying. Just don't know why I keep crying. I haven't really grieved for this relationship. I haven't really had any grief over it. I haven't let it come. I haven't allowed myself to grieve. I haven't allowed myself to be upset. I haven't allowed myself the space. I want to honour those tears. I want to honour that they come up. I want to honour that they remind me there is something for me to deal with. That there are emotions is all in my body that I need to process, put behind me, so I can move on happily. All of these tears, all of the triggers for the tears, I don't even know where they come from. I don't know what I was thinking. Just thought I was going about my day. And they're here again, welling up in my eyes, tears rolling down my cheeks, feeling like I'm going to sob again. I just can't stop them. I just can't seem to stop them. Just can't seem to stop them. All of these tears, all of these tears, all of these tears. Our emotions come up to remind us to work on something. The emotions come up because we've been triggered. It may not be the event you're currently in. It may not be what you're going through and dealing with and working on when the tears come up. But it will be a thought that's come through your head. So instantly there'll be a thought, brain process, boom, we get tears. And you can be blindsided by it a lot of the time. Some of the tips I use for my tears that came up, I used to basically park them and go, you know what, if I feel like this at 7 o'clock tonight, I'll allow myself the space to cry, but right now is not the time to do that. So I would park it. I would put it in I put in my diary with the whole idea of right this minute, I need to get on with stuff. I need to be in my workplace or with my friends or wherever I am. And when I didn't feel it was the right place to cry, or I didn't want to be in a space to crying right then, I would park it. The other thing I say is the flip side of it. If you're with someone who's grieving, or if you're with someone who's getting upset, allow them that space to cry. What we tend to do as people is we get very uncomfortable when our friends or our family or a loved one is upset and is crying, and we tend to go to them to comfort them, to get them to stop crying. And the reason we do that is it makes us feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel even more uncomfortable because we've drawn attention to it. I had a beautiful girlfriend who had gone through some serious trauma, and we would go out for dinner together, and there would be times where she would just start crying. And I would sit at the dinner table with her, and we'd be in restaurants and cafes, and I would just allow her that space. That she needed to just move through what had currently been triggered, come up for her, process a little bit, do whatever she wanted, and then she would come back to the conversation and we would continue our dinner. Don't go and hug your friends, don't go and touch them, don't go and do that. Simply because the human body does anchors, so you're going to anchor grief to you. So when your friend sees you, there's going to be more grief. So just be really mindful of maybe be you getting comfortable with allowing your friend that space for them to cry. And maybe that's what we'll do quick tapping on now. It's okay for her to cry. It's okay for him to cry. Him crying means nothing about me. If my friend needs to cry, it's okay. I can allow them the space to cry. I can love my friend enough that I just let them cry. I don't touch them. I don't comfort them with that. I just sit patiently and allow them to go through what they're going through. I sit silently and allow them to go through what they're going through. If I sit silently, it'll allow them to process. When I talk, it takes away that for them, because then they start listening to me. I could just let this be a little bit about them, just for a couple of minutes. Sit quietly and patiently while my friend has the tears. While your friend's in a grief pose and they are going through some grief and stuff like that, that could be just some quick, easy tapping. And that may be just your, the little spots we do that are less conscious and stuff like that. But if you just tap through what you're feeling and the grief your friend's going through, so you're not involved in it and you're not dragged into it, but you allow them that space to go through the grieving, it can be really empowering for them. It's beautiful for your friendship and it's a gift. So recognise you don't want your friend to cry because it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's not about them. So give them the gift of allowing them some space. So I said I'll read some of my quick tips that I wrote down earlier. So it was book it in the calendar, Allow them to have their grief. It's okay to have these emotions. These emotions are real. It's okay to be human. It may not be okay in this circumstance you're currently in or the event that you're in to cry, but it really is okay to allow the grief to come. It's okay to acknowledge all of your tears and to acknowledge that, you know what, a relationship breakup of any sort is traumatic. You know, we are very much tribally driven. We are very much humans who connect and want to be with other people. So losing one of those relationships that's special can be very traumatic for us. And depending on the depth of it and depending on the relatedness of that relationship, it can be really, really soul destroying to lose that person out of your life. So okay to acknowledge the emotions and certainly to grieve for that relationship. Give yourself the space and the time. So I just want to do some last tapping with you too. Let's get some positive stuff in there and let's get some rewiring. We've kind of unwired the grief stuff, so let's just get some really positive stuff going here. I acknowledge all of my tears. I honour the fact that my body feels safe enough now to release all of these tears. I honour my body for giving me the place to have all these emotions come up. I honour my body for the triggers it gives me. It shows me everything I need to work on. It may not show me in the best possible time and space, but it does show me if I sit long enough, if I sit quiet enough, you know, if I connect enough about myself, if I can slow things down enough to take the time for me. Take the time for me. Perhaps the void that a person has left, I can fill with stuff for me. Clearing and cleansing me. Healing me. I can spend that time on me. I acknowledge all of my tears. I acknowledge how I'm feeling. I say thank you to all the emotions coming up. Thank you for showing me what I need to work on. Thank you for telling me what my triggers are. I honour my tears. I honour my emotions. I honour how I'm feeling. I honour myself. I honour myself. It's so okay to have my tears. It is okay to be human. It is okay to grieve over this relationship. It is okay to give myself time to heal. It is okay to give myself the space to redefine me. Take some time for me. I am amazing. I am wonderful. I am powerful. I am confident. I am fabulous. I am me. I honour 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 myself. I honour me. It's beautiful. Stop tapping and you should feel a beautiful movement and energy flow in your system and starting to get things moving here. I ask you come back to this recording and watch it again and again when the tears come up, or if you just need some support through some of that stuff whenever it comes up. Be okay to be human. Be okay to grieve. Be okay going through the emotions that you need to go through. Suppressing them will simply bring them up later. Now is the time. This is your time. So until we meet again, namaste, my love to you, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.